Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we visit J. Doyle Stadium at East Brunswick High School, where the boys lacrosse team celebrated senior night, recognizing the graduating players and managers before a recent home game. Then Mayor Kevin McAvoy has a brand new business spotlight from the highly anticipated opening of the Halal guys as he helps cut the ribbon for the new restaurant. We welcome Dr. Michael Kessler to the EBTV studio as he talks about the upcoming program titled Jews of Russia Before World War II that will take place here at the library. We drop by the East Brunswick Senior Center as they received a brand new handicap bus for residents, and we talk with Dr. James Solwitz about an upcoming cancer discussion that will take place here at the library. We also have information about the East Brunswick High School class of 2016 graduation, so stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now. The East Brunswick High School boys lacrosse team honored the graduating senior players and managers before a recent home game versus the Edison Eagles. The Bears took an early lead behind a 7-goal second quarter on their way to a 15-2 victory over their Red Division rivals. Thomas Bomber and Michael Burns each scored 4 goals and had 2 assists to lead the Bears as they led 11-1 at halftime. Michael Thomas scored a goal and had 2 assists, while Sean Kelleher, Joseph Sanseverino, Matt Krajewski, Connor Colligan, Dan Rogozensky, and Joseph Perone each added a goal, while senior goalie Omar El Shakani made 6 saves for East Brunswick. Now let's meet the senior players and managers.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the grand opening of the Halal Guys here on Route 18, and what a morning it's going to be. I'm standing here with Kitab, the Director of Operations for Halal Guys. And so, Kitab, why don't you tell our audience sort of like exactly how it all got started? What brought you to East Brunswick?
Well, I am been a customer for Halal Guys for the last 15 years to the cart in New York City. They've been in business for 25 years. I've been a fan, my wife was a fan, my son and all my children. And we were waiting for a long time for them to actually franchise. I've been in the restaurant business for 15 years. So as soon as we found out about it, I contacted them. And I had this good relationship with them from before. And we started the operation. We started with the process. And, we actually have exclusivity in New Jersey, Long Island, and we also have locations in D.C. and Virginia. And this is our first store. East Brunswick was our top location in New Jersey, and we love the area. We love to be here. We have a lot of customers that wanted us to be here, so we're glad. We're excited to be here.
So it all really started with a food truck or a vendor in Manhattan.
Absolutely, absolutely. 53rd and 6th Avenue. This is where it all started 25 years ago. They started just serving the cab drivers there with the rice and chicken and the amazing white sauce and red sauce. And then from there, everybody started lining up. They loved the food, and it just became endless line.
Why don't you talk about the food a little bit? Because, with our diverse population here in East Brunswick, I'm sure they're going to be beating down the doors to come in. So why don't you give us a little review of what you offer?
Our most famous dish is a platter with rice, chicken, gyro, or falafel, and salad, lettuce, tomatoes, and other salad items. What makes it all come together wonderfully is the white sauce and the hot sauce. The white sauce is the amazing secret recipe. Now, the chicken and the gyro, the Halal Guys, the original owners, are very particular about the quality of the meat. So halal is actually, this is a humanely treated animal that is served and taken care of, and then it goes through a very meticulous process to get it to the restaurants.
And how about hours of operation? What do you expect you're going to be doing with regard to store hours?
We are our grand opening on the 7th, and we will be doing 11 in the morning to 11 at night. That's our normal hours. We're hoping later on to open later, as customers are asking us to open late hours as well.
How about this? Will customers be able to call up and place their order and then come and pick it up?
At the moment, it's not going to be available, but we are working on that about 3 or 4 months down the road. We will have online ordering. We will have customers calling in. We'll also have catering will be set up in a few months.
And how about a website? Is there a website or an Instagram account where residents, customers can go and get a real good idea about all of the specifics about the Halal Guys?
Yes, absolutely. The halalguysgroups.com. This is our website right now. This is for our New Jersey locations. And there's all sort of information is available there about, it's constantly updated. And once we are fully operational, we will have all the additional information as far as like online ordering and catering and all that will be available there as well.
And once again, when do you expect to have the grand opening so that the residents can mark their calendar and line up outside like they did at 53rd and 6th?
Absolutely. Grand opening is May 7th. The Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday, May 7th. That's our grand opening day. We welcome everybody. Everybody's excited. We announced it on Facebook, and people are going crazy.
Great. So, you've heard it here from Kevin McAvoy, the mayor of this community. A big welcome to the Halal Guys.
Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. We're fortunate to be here today with Dr. Michael Kessler, and he is leading a program that's coming up here at the library called The Jews of Russia Before World War II. Welcome, Dr. Kessler.
Glad to be here.
So, as I was preparing for this interview, it's pretty exciting. You have a lot of guests coming to speak about a very interesting topic about the Jews of Eastern Europe before the Holocaust. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to cover in this presentation.
This is the third presentation, indeed, of the Jews of Russia, of the Jews of Eastern Europe before the Holocaust. The first one was of the Jews of Ukraine, the second one, the Jews of Poland, and this one is the Jews of Russia. And what we want to show is the rich history and culture of the Jews who had lived there for many centuries. And by doing that, first of all, honor the memory of these people, not just as dead, but as ones who had lived a very exciting and rewarding life. And secondly, to tell it to others and to convey it particularly to our children and grandchildren, that they have roots, very fertile roots. And what happened is a tragedy, but let not the tragedy stop you from picking up whatever you can save, and carry it on.
Wow. Well, those are profound thoughts, and we thank you for putting this together. I understand it's quite a presentation. We start with welcoming remarks from Ms. Podolsky, the director of the library, and then we have Rabbi Esther Reed from Hillel, and we also have Professor Glenn Dinner from the Sarah Lawrence College. What will he be discussing?
Well, the Esther Reed, who is incidentally my stepdaughter, will introduce the subjects and the presenters. So the first major, if you will, presentation or keynote address is by Glenn Diner, who is the chair of humanities at Sarah Lawrence College. He is a prolific writer, and he is a rising star, if you will. So he'll be talking about the 450 years of history of Jewish life in Russia, and he'll pick up in particular their lives in the 19th and early 20th century, where the Jews actually became freed by Tsar Alexander II, and they migrated to cities like St. Petersburg, Moscow, Odessa. So that is the background that Glenn Diner is going to give us. This will be followed by a musical interlude, a musical program, which will present music of that very same time that we're talking about, led by Tamara Freeman, an ethnomusicologist of the Holocaust era, who plays a viola rescued from the Holocaust, in fact. And she will be accompanied by by the pianist David Schlossberg, but also a soloist by the name of Horenstein, and Susan Horenstein, and myself, a former cantor and there will be a number of pieces written by Anton Rubinstein, as well as a student of Tchaikovsky, who named Joe Engel, who became a troubadour of Yiddish music.
Well, I heard you sing last year, and you did a beautiful job, and as well as Tamara Freeman, it was lovely to hear.
Yeah, well, I'm getting older, but I'm trying, in effect, to train and study. I hope that this year my voice will carry much better yet, have more resonance, etc.
I'm sure it will. And just so that we round out the whole program, we have Rabbi Miller of Anshe Emet, who will be speaking about our Jewish Russian heritage. And, and there'll be a presentation of the library's pre-Holocaust and Holocaust book collection in memory of its benefactor, the late Carl Kaplan, and that will be presented by former director of the library, Mary Ellen Firestone. So there's a lot of exciting things for everybody to come and see. So let's review the date and the time just for folks that want to come down. It is free, correct? It's co-sponsored by the Jewish Federation in the heart of New Jersey, and also by the East Brunswick Jewish Center. And it's May the 15th, is that correct?
Yes, it's May 15th at 2 p.m.
Here at the East Brunswick Public Library. And that's a 3-hour program. It's from 2 to 5.
Yes, because indeed there will be hopefully an encore if people want it. But more than that, there will be Q&A. And I hope there will be plenty of time left for people to congregate later and exchange memories, etc.
Well, thank you so much for organizing all this.
Thank you. If I may, I wanted to mention also Rabbi Finkelstein of EBJC, who supported it very much, but couldn't be here because his son is graduating at the same time.
Well, I'm sure he's very happy to help you, and we are very thrilled to have you at the library presenting this very wonderful program, and we look forward to many more.
Thank you.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you at the program.
This bus for all of us. And it was a long, I don't want to say battle, but it was a long discussion. And then when we got to the point where maybe it was a possibility, thank God for Linda and Community Development Block Grant. For some of you, you knew that Linda used to work with us. She was our counselor here, and now she's the housing specialist for the town. So, Linda, you have our heart, and we thank you.
Linda, why don't you start with telling us a little bit about how this all came to be?
This bus was purchased with a Community Development Block Grant, which is federal money that comes to us through Middlesex County. It's for the purposes of seniors, low-income families, disabled adults, and historic preservation. And this bus was earmarked for allocation in 2014, and it's taken a couple of years to put together, and we're so proud that it's here, and through the commitment of the town with that funds, we were able to do this.
So we're talking about a 2-year span from beginning to end. When I say that, I mean completion. You've been waiting 2 years for this bus.
This bus was in the hopes and wishes of the Senior Center and the Department on Aging for many, many
Probably
years.
4 to 5 years.
So it's probably a longer process because there was a lot of lobbying that went on behind the scenes, and a lot of people that Rachel and I have worked with over the years that have been begging for this bus. So we're so proud that we're finally able to deliver it.
And Rachel, as we stand here and celebrate this morning the arrival of the bus, who's going to be using the bus?
All of our seniors are going to be using our bus. We do, not only do we pick people up and take them here to the center, and some people have difficulty using the steps, so we're going to be able to use the lift. We're also going to be using the bus for our trips and for many other activities, going to other senior centers. I mean, we're just thrilled that our participants here at the senior center now will have a safe and handicapped accessible bus. And I also not only want to thank Linda, but I also want to thank Public Works as well. And they've been a real team player in every inch of the way. They're our professionals. We made sure that this bus had all the mechanical things that we needed, as well as what we needed for the quality of life in regard to transportation. So this was a real group effort. I really also need to thank, as I said before, Sandy Diamond and Al Diamond, who were the instigators for this project, but absolutely have to thank council and administration. We would not have this bus today if it wasn't for them.
And as you say, it is a quality of life issue. And so from all of the residents, as well as the seniors, we want to say a big thank you for the work you did. So for EBTV 26, thanks for watching.
The East Brunswick High School class of 2016 will be graduating soon, and it's time to get your order in for a DVD or Blu-ray copy of the ceremony. From Pomp and Circumstance to the tossing of the caps, you'll get all the action and see each graduate receive their diploma on a professionally mastered DVD or Blu-ray copy. Order forms will be given out to students and are also available at the East Brunswick Public Library. You can also order online and pay with credit card or PayPal at www.ebtv.org. Place your order before July 1st to avoid a $5 late fee. For every copy ordered, a portion will be donated to the East Brunswick Education Foundation. So order your DVD or Blu-ray copy of the East Brunswick High School class of 2016 graduation ceremony today. It's a keepsake that every graduate will cherish for a lifetime.
I'm Karen Parry, Manager of Information Services at the East Brunswick Library. I'm joined here today by Dr. James Salwitz. Welcome, Dr. Salwitz. And he's here today to talk about a program that will happen at the library on Thursday, May 19th at 12 o'clock in the afternoon called Frankly Speaking About Cancer Clinical Trials. Welcome, Dr. Salwitz.
Karen, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. And can you tell me a little bit about why would clinical trials be important to somebody?
Well, 2 weeks ago, the American Society of Clinical Oncology announced the treatment of the year, which is a new phenomenon for us, having a treatment, found to be the best in the year. And the treatment of the year was immunotherapy. And the reason that they chose immunotherapy to treatment of the year is because of all the breakthroughs in new immune therapies that have just happened and treat diseases we're now treating using the immune system that we could never treat before. But when you think about this happening now, it's remarkable. People have been talking about using the immune system to fight cancer for 30 or 40 years, but we never understood really what the immune system was, and we certainly didn't understand the relationship of the immune system to cancer. So that journey of 30, 40 years has been about research. And it's been about bench research, and it's been about clinical trials, and it's about individual patients and doctors and whole clinics working to develop these immune therapies. So this made us kind of step back and say, you know, research, clinical trials are important not just to the future, but they're important to individual patients, and they're important to what is happening right here in our community. So we wanted to spend some time talking to patients about what clinical trials mean, what research means, but most importantly, you know, what it means for them as an individual, and how they can get involved, should they get involved, how would they choose an immunotherapy. So we're excited to have a morning as the Regional Cancer Care Associates, in cooperation with the cancer support community, in order to talk about this really remarkable and exciting topic. You know, we've had more therapies approved for cancer treatment this year than the year before, and the year before that. You know, and a lot of them are based, you know, on brand new and exciting research, and there's a tremendous opportunity for patients to learn about this.
That's wonderful, Dr. Salwitz. Can you give us an example of how clinical trials have been used in a real-life setting?
Well, let me talk about a patient I saw yesterday. So it's a middle-aged woman who came to me, unfortunately, with lung cancer. And, you know, we talked at length with her, you know, and her family, and we fortunately identified for her a very new, exciting genetic-based therapy, you know, which was only recently approved, what people would call precision medicine, and that is the use of an anti-genetic target to shut down a cancer. And we said to her, you know, there's this very exciting therapy that's available, only approved in the last 2 years. They came out of research, and we said, so this is a possibility for you, and you should really think about it. But there's also a research study going on, in this case through our practice, which takes this basic treatment, this genetic therapy, and adds another treatment to it. And that's an experimental idea. There's very good reasons to believe that the new treatment may be better. It's certainly not going to be worse, but it's not proven yet. Therefore, I can't give that patient that double therapy outside of an experimental trial, but inside a research trial, there's a tremendous opportunity. And when you talk about experimental trials, you're not talking about saying you're going to give one person a treatment and one person a sugar pill. That's not how cancer research is done. You start with the best therapy in one hand, and then you try to improve and add to it. So for this patient yesterday that I was talking to, I was saying, this is an opportunity for you to be involved, if you wish, right here, in order to to give yourself perhaps a better opportunity of successful treatment, you know, and also improve what we understand about cancer, you know, cancer itself.
That sounds wonderful, Dr. Salwitz. What a wonderful program for the community, so informative. And I encourage all of our residents to please come by. And please tell us again, this is being co-sponsored by?
So it's Regional Cancer Care Associates, Central New Jersey, and the Cancer Support Community of Central New Jersey. And the Cancer Support Community, by the way, will have a community social worker there at the event to answer questions in general about support services for cancer patients in our community.
Thank you again, Dr. Salwitz, for joining us today.
Absolute honor.